We're on the air and live, so there's that. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Francis Mayer, your host, and these are two talented young people. It's a segment we're having on Success and Equity Now, where we just talk to two talented people in matching plaid shirts, who also happen to be in Sense and Sensibility. So this is a wonderful show. As you can see there on the poster, it's March 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. And you can go to the BC website, bakersfieldcollege.edu, for more information on that. But right now we're talking to some folks who are in the show. And young man, you play a stuffy white guy in this play. But, well, no, I don't think he's stuffy. But that's not you in real life. Who are you?
Well, my name is Humberto Lopez. I am a college student.
From
Delano, California. Well, I moved around a lot, to be honest, when I was younger.
Yeah, you did, but the acting thing stuck.
Yeah.
And before we get into your personal story, and it's an interesting one because, you were like the poor farm boy from Delano, and now you're just acting and being handsome and all this other stuff. So good for you, seriously. But let's talk about the play for a minute. Have you done an accent in a show before? Have you done a period show before?
No, this is actually my second production ever.
Oh, what was your first?
It's a Wonderful Life with Professor Chin.
Did you love it?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what role did you play in that?
Mr. Potter's goon.
Oh,
That was
Mr.
me.
Potter.
Yeah.
Mr. Potter, what a piece of work.
No, not Mr. His goon.
No, but his whole operation.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty, dude.
I was there. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know, what happens to the town. I mean, it turns into just total decay.
It does.
Bordellos and bars, and it's very sad. So, but thank goodness that's not what happened in real life.
Right. Yeah.
So, wonderful story. But now we're on to a new one, Sense and Sensibility. Tell us about your character.
So my character is Willoughby. He's I don't know if I should spoil it, but
What is he like?
I can say he's dashing. He's very outgoing. He's very charismatic. He is the sensibility side as well. And so when he first meets this young lady, which is sitting next to me, Marianne, he falls for her. And so because both of them are sensibility, they connect. But as time progresses, things change. And so I don't want to spoil it any farther, but yeah.
Yes. Well, some we've all had relationships where there was maybe a little too much fire and not enough milk.
Yeah,
So,
right in the beginning.
hey, somebody's gonna end up in jail or dead. let's cut it off. And ultimately, there is a need for balance in life. I mean, that's what most of the world's spiritual systems are based on, right? Is balance.
Very true.
And there wasn't balance there. How hard was it for you to get into this character?
Well, first of all, getting the whole accent and the posture and everything, all that was really hard to get into. But getting into that era, I believe, just the mannerisms is very hard still, because it's not a custom that I'm used to, and so going that far back is really challenging. But to do that, I had the help of Professor Chen, and then I actually did watch videos. She showed us some videos, so that helped me out a lot.
And folks might not know that in the performing life, like you don't find too many closed-minded people, because we have to be students of human culture, right? And there's so much that goes into that. Like you said, there's physical mannerisms.
Yes.
I would say we have a very casual way of behaving in California.
Yeah.
The way we treat vowels in sentences, our physical posture, untucked
Slouch,
shirts. Slouch is a big deal across the board as a spirit and a posture. But that's definitely not what's in this show.
No.
And so that took a little bit of study for you.
Yes.
Maybe actually not a little. How quickly did you learn the script?
The script, at first, I was a different character, and so it was less lines. But then I became this character, and so it was more lines, and so that was challenging. But
And both of you have had an experience with this. And you said that you believe that everybody should take a theater class, even if they're not a theater major. I think everybody should be in a play at least once in their life.
Yes.
And I think everybody should wait tables for a summer in a tourist town. And both will alter your perception of life.
Yeah.
You got pulled into a lead role after being an extra
Yes.
in It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
And sometimes we get pulled up into a lead position in life when we're not prepared for it. And you just have to kind of let go and
Deal with it.
how was that last time, by the way?
This actually isn't my first lead, though, so it wasn't as nerve-wracking as it would be for some, but it was my first lead in a college play, and it was my first lead for Chin, so I wanted to impress her. I want to make sure, like, she gave me this opportunity just out of pure hope for me to not mess it up.
But you're talented.
And I hope I do well for her.
Yeah, but it wasn't charity. I mean, you and you did it. So you were successful. And in life, we have to roll with the punches sometimes.
Yeah.
The show must go on. So,
Definitely.
and that's not just a saying. Like, the show must go on.
Yeah.
You know. And how were you prepared to get called up to the bigs and play this part?
Honestly, it was a shock. I did not expect it, but when it came, you know, I took full responsibility and just dealt with it, just did it, you know. And so far, you know, once it happens, we'll see the result, you know, at the end of the show. Hopefully, I do well.
I'm gonna be brutal
Right.
with you, Humberto. So I'm gonna attend all the
Yeah,
nights.
all right.
We hope so.
I'll change it up a little every night.
Nuance! You'll hear me in the crowd. I'm gonna be that jerk heckling in the theater. No, you'll get kicked out. Don't do that. It's not a basketball game. You know. What? I wonder if Chin would put on a play like that though.
I don't know.
If we could have an interactive play where the audience, like, you know, shouted during the show and
those are the
cheered on
best.
individual performances. You would like that?
Yeah, they're fun.
Have you done like Rocky Horror or something like that?
I've been to Rocky Horror. I've never done it.
Okay.
But I've also been to the Bad Talent Show. I don't remember what high school did it. Sorry, high school that did it. But but you got to throw paper at the performances that you didn't like, and it was just really interactive. It was fun. If the performance wasn't going good, you got to yell "Blue Man," and he would come and take them off.
Oh, wow.
So interactive performances they're good. They get the audience excited to be there.
So you love the creative life. This is for you. Humberto, are you in the same boat?
I am in it. Yes.
You
very
like the
much.
arts.
I do. I love them.
And do both of you watch a lot of films and television?
I do.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite actresses?
Ooh. Okay, so definitely Johnny Depp, because just the diversity. He can go like anywhere, be anyone. I want to do that.
Yeah, serious. Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
I don't know. That's a really hard question. I'm just gonna leave it at Johnny Depp.
I think that's for. What about you?
I have many. I have Idris Elba, Edward Norton, and Adrian Brody because he's the youngest male to receive an Oscar.
Is he really?
I believe. Yeah.
No, I'll believe that. And all of those actors that you mentioned right there, they have different appearances. And that's one of my favorite things is actually everybody you mentioned has wildly divergent appearances. And just recently we had Idris Elba, some controversy over him, misplaced controversy over him playing James Bond. But thankfully now we live in an era where we can have diversity in different roles. Have you been in a play before that was written by a woman?
Actually, most of the plays that I've been in were written by my director himself.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
this is the second time I've actually done a published script.
Do you notice that it was written by a female? Is there a feminine perspective and essence to it that you think might be lacking if a male wrote it?
I don't know. Maybe, because there is a lot of, like, love that's really a lot about what it is. I don't know, though. I don't know if I've
Humberto,
noticed.
men care about love, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
just don't talk
I
about it
can't
that much.
explain it. I can't explain it.
What about for you, Humberto? Do you think that she nailed the male character that you're playing?
Oh, she did very, very much. I just believe that the whole romance, but I think it mainly goes towards the women. Like, it should be all there on their side, but for the men to be so formal and yet so romantic at the same time, that's a really strong characteristic that she has.
So Willoughby is a realistic character to you.
Mhm.
Do you like him?
I love him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't love him.
I do not love him.
Wow.
You will find out.
You've made it very, very intriguing. And as young people, you catch the messages in this. Did you learn things from the script and the characters?
I
Yes.
did, yeah.
It brought some truths to light for you? So you would recommend this to your peers then?
Definitely.
Yeah. Not just to come watch, but, to get a message out of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's ultimately the point of art, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very good. And speaking actually out to the general student population right now, this is your second play ever. This is your second play at BC. You did it in high school. So we have two different levels of experience here. Could any student who has wondered what it's like to be Tom Cruise come out for a theater class and be in a play?
Yes.
Would you,
can,
recommend
you can
that?
audition. Yes, we
Yeah.
recommend it to audition.
And have you seen people flourish after doing that?
Yes, they find out that they actually really love it, and then they stick with it.
Because it is a talent in many respects.
It is.
And
Very
it's
good.
challenging. Everybody thinks it's so easy, but it's not. And so when they learn how hard it is, they realize, wow, this is something I want to try and get better at. They think that everyone's just going to come out and be Tom Cruise, like you said.
Yeah,
but that's
but
not how
then
it is.
even when you look and you watch, and I'm sure if you two are movie junkies, you watch how films are made, and like, can you imagine doing like 25 takes in a row?
Stanley Kubrick with his
Yeah.
70 takes, 80 takes, yeah.
Like driving Jack Nicholson and other people totally
Yeah.
insane, but you have to have the same energy and drive.
Patience, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
repeating the same sentence a million times. And that's what your auditions, or not auditions, excuse me, that's what your rehearsals are like, right? Do you
Yeah.
perform scenes and blocks?
Over
and
Over
over.
and over and over and over.
So what is that what an average rehearsal is?
Yes. Just redoing scenes. Like, oh, I messed up that line. Can we do it again?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you work through the play from beginning to end and then start doing whole run-throughs?
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh. Well, and I would think that this is learning scripts would also be a benefit to people who need to improve their study skills, because that's what learning a script is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's studying it.
You learn so much from it, not just because of the vocabulary and the diction in it, but just everything about it, the whole story-wise.
So, Humberto, for you, does she need to hit her line perfectly for you to remember your next line?
Yeah, so you always need that cue.
So you do use her last word as your cue?
Yes.
And you need that too? Okay. All right. Have you ever been in a play where something's gone wrong?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, there's this one play I did, My Man Godfrey at Foothill. They sent me and my other male part out when we weren't supposed to. It was like a complete scene, and we knew. We kept telling everyone, no, it's not our part, but they sent us out, and the lights weren't up. So the audience didn't notice because we improv'd basically the entire scene. And then we pulled it, and the lights weren't up. It was like just blue lights, I believe. So in that storyline, we were in love. It was like an affair that I was having. So it just helped the audience know that we were sneaking around, but even though it wasn't supposed to be there. But the audience had no idea.
Again, the show must go on.
Yes.
And sometimes in life, we find ourselves shoved out on stages that we weren't ready for or weren't ready for us.
Yeah.
And you handled it like a pro. Humberto, I know that it's early on for you, but do you trust her on stage?
I do, yeah.
Because you're putting a lot of trust in
Yes.
her,
Yeah,
right?
and then she has to put in trust in me as well.
And I know it says that there's no one under 6 allowed, which I don't mind, because 6-year-olds are tough unless you have the crying room like they have at Maya Cinema. Thank you, Maya. But is there adult material in this? Do you guys have to like be affectionate?
No.
Not really, because it is 1811. There isn't a lot of touching, and that would be like improper.
Right. There also weren't a lot of showers, so that's probably for the best.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It's a great play. It's going to be an awesome show. Do you have time to stick around a minute? I want to talk
do.
a little bit about where you came from, because you're literally and figuratively a long way from home, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll come back and talk about Humberto's story when Success and Equity on BCTV returns.